Welcome back, everyone. Today, we've got a truly mind-bending explainer mapped out for you. We're going to unpack a highly haunting, speculative story called Whispers of the Deep. It's one of those narratives that literally forces us to look out of the water and ask a pretty profound question. What if the ocean isn't just water? What if it's alive? And what if it's completely aware of us? Okay, let's dive into this, because this story doesn't just spin a fantasy. It actively plays on our very real anxieties about the unknown, weaving a deeply unsettling narrative about an ocean that actually has plans for us. Now, to really grasp the impact of this story, let's kick things off with a fact that sets the entire stage: less than 10%. We all like to think we know our own planet, right? I mean, we've got satellites mapping every tiny city and dirt road, but the truth is, less than 10% of our oceans have actually been explored. To put that into perspective, that's basically like living in a massive mansion and only ever seeing the front porch. The story we're unpacking today uses this fact not just as a passing statistic, but as a giant, flashing warning sign. The vast majority of our world, the deepest, darkest trenches of it, is a complete and total mystery. And, well, where there's mystery, there's plenty of room for something ancient to be waiting. And that brings us right to the speculative core of this explainer. What if the ocean actually has plans for us? I really want you to let that question sit with you for a second. This is the escalating dread that forms the whole what-if narrative arc of our story. We are dealing with an environment that covers most of our planet, and yet we are entirely blind to what happens down in its darkest depths. So what if our ignorance isn't just a lack of technology? What if it's an oversight of a conscious, calculating entity? Section 1, the unexplored deep. So our story follows Akira. She's a girl who has lived her entire life hearing this constant, unexplainable low whisper coming from the ocean, a sound absolutely no one else can hear. It's the solitary burden connecting her to the deep. And what's wild is how the story brilliantly grounds this uncanny connection in real science. Think about the pitch-black darkness below 1,000 meters. Down there, bioluminescent creatures literally create their own light in a world that has never, ever seen the sun. We humans look at that and assume, well, it's practical, right? Maybe it's for mating or, hunting. But the story drops this truly terrifying suggestion on us. What if that light isn't for them at all? What if they light up because they're being watched? What if something absolutely massive is lurking down there in the dark and these creatures are just reacting to its gaze? Which leads us to Section 2, the girl from below. The mystery deepens tenfold when everything changes for Akira. A mysterious new student named Mio arrives and instantly validates Akira's lifelong secret. It becomes super clear, really fast, that Mio's arrival is no coincidence. I mean, she possesses knowledge that is just completely impossible for a normal human. She knows about ocean currents that aren't on any human map. She casually hears sounds our most sophisticated scientific instruments can't even pick up. And she gives these incredibly serious warnings about forbidden places to dive. She basically defies everything our best science says is possible. And then, boom, the bomb drops. The story delivers its first massive reveal. Mio just comes right out and confesses her true origins to Akira. She is from the deep. Let that line just hang in the air for a moment. It's the ultimate confirmation of every single suspicion Akira has ever had, and it acts as the real turning point of the whole story. The speculative what if isn't just a question anymore. The deep has physically arrived right there on the surface. Now, what's really interesting about this is that you'd expect sheer, unadulterated terror from Akira, right? I mean, a creature from the crushing depths has just revealed herself. But instead of being terrified, Akira feels the exact opposite. She feels this overwhelming, unexpected sense of total belonging. The narrative pivots brilliantly right here. It's not just a mystery anymore. It's suddenly a story about this deep, impossible, and incredibly intimate connection between a human and the abyss. Section 3, the purpose of love. So, how can this kind of otherworldly connection even exist in the first place? Why would a being from a lightless, crushing world below be drawn to a human on the surface? Well, the story proposes this fantastic, yet kind of tragic theory. It suggests these deep-sea beings come to the surface purely because they're emotionally incomplete. Down in their vast, ancient, underwater world, they lack a fundamental emotional capacity. They actually need to find a human connection to experience something they just cannot generate on their own: love. They come to our world specifically to harvest the emotional resonance of humanity. Moving on to Section 4, the ocean stares back. Here is where the scale of the story shifts dramatically, from a personal romance into vast cosmic horror. Akira begins to physically feel the gaze of the ocean itself. Like the water is personified into a colossal, ancient intelligence, moving in the depths, staring right at her. And once again, the author yanks us right back to reality by anchoring this Lovecraftian dread to real scientific anomalies. Have you guys ever heard of the bloop? Real scientists actually recorded these massive, unexplained, low-frequency sounds from the deep ocean. Sounds that are so incredibly loud, they have absolutely no known biological or geological source. When you combine the cosmic dread of this story with real-world mysteries like the bloop, it genuinely makes you wonder exactly what is lurking down there in the dark. And this is where the story just starts firing off a barrage of staggering, speculative implications about what it means if the ocean is actually a single colossal mind. Think about it. If the ocean isn't just an ecosystem made up of individual fish and plants, but a single, thinking organism, the implications are wild. It means every probe we send down, every surface ship we launch, isn't us exploring. It's merely an invitation we're actively handing to it. It suggests we aren't the masters of our planet at all. Honestly, it implies humanity is basically just living in a giant petri dish, being observed by the very water that surrounds us. All of this builds to the most chilling philosophical question of all, one that completely reframes Akira and Mio's connection into something profoundly sinister. What if love isn't just a feeling? What if love is a lure? It's a terrifying thought. Maybe love is just a calculated, sinister method this vast, incomprehensible consciousness uses to reel in and claim human beings for itself. It essentially turns the most beautiful human emotion into a predatory mechanism. Section 5, the final choice. Now that Akira feels the gaze of the ocean fixed upon her, everything comes down to a single, irreversible decision that's going to permanently define her fate. Mio makes the offer very simple. Leave your world behind for good. Akira knows for sure that if she takes this step, she will never come back to the surface. But her love for Mio, whether it's genuine or just a cosmic lure, is simply stronger. In this bittersweet yet truly terrifying climax, Akira accepts the total unknown, choosing love, and they prepare to descend into the deep forever. But wait, just when you think it's this romantic, if tragic ending, the story hits you with one final ominous twist. As they're about to descend, for the very first time, we see a flicker of alarm in Mio's eyes. Mio knows a horrifying secret that Akira doesn't. To survive down there, Akira must change. And Mio knows that this physical transformation into a creature of the deep, well, it isn't always a gentle one. And that is exactly where this masterful story leaves us, on a haunting, unresolved cliffhanger. Akira has made her irreversible choice. She's going into the dark. But as she descends, we are left to wonder, will this vast, ancient consciousness waiting in the depths embrace her as one of its own? Or, having used love as a lure to draw her in, will it simply consume her? It's a philosophical and terrifying question designed to stick with you long after our explainer ends, leaving you to look at the dark, unexplored ocean in an entirely new, chilling light. Thanks for exploring this with me today.